Nurse J at Nursing the Truth. I hope everyone's having a great Wednesday night. So, I have been a very busy little bee and looking over my stuff, this, that, and the third. Going to doctor's visits with my little girl, cheerleading injuries, the whole 9 yards, and I'm running on little energy. But with my lapis lazuli giving me wisdom and knowledge, and God Thoth, and God Anubis, and Goddess Bastet, and Goddess Sekhmet, which Nurse J can turn into Sekhmet real easy. Especially when you give me ugly comments. But then I have to turn into Bastet and purr like a little kitten and hit the remove button. So, with that being said, I'm going to make sure I have my volume up. Oh, and I do. I will not answer negative comments. I'll just zap you. Just like that. Have no problem with that. I've done that with people in my live in the past. Just get rid of you. I don't like you anymore. So, since I'm talking about Thoth, God of wisdom and knowledge and truth, and married to the goddess Ma'at that holds the feather of truth in her head and has the confessions of purity and righteousness. Now, in ancient Egyptian, God Thoth has lots of titles, like I said. But, truth seekers, did you know that he was also in this Egyptian mythology or legend or however, whatever resonates with you, my truth seekers, he was self-begotten. And if you read the Emerald Tablets, he has reincarnated thousands of times. This immortal being. So, if you love Thoth or thought, however you want to say it, let me give you a little information about this god. So, the Ogdoad of Hermopolis. Now you know where the name Hermes comes from in Greek? Well, there it is, my friends. The Ogdoad of Hermopolis, located in Middle Egypt, and it was the major cult center of Thoth. Thoth was called by the Greeks Hermes, and it is from this name for Thoth that we derive from the name of the city, which means literally the city of Hermes. Now, Hermopolis was the ancient capital of the 15th Upper Egyptian nome, like provinces or cities. And during the Islamic period, it was heavily plundered in the 642 conquest. Now, despite that there are still traces of the temples dating from the Middle and New Kingdoms, and Ramesses II built a temple there with materials derived from the abandoned city of Akhenaten. Ooh, how wonderful is that? You take this stuff and you give it to Thoth. Love it. So not only do I call Akhenaten Aki, I call Thoth Thothy. So get a load of that, my friends. I love Thoth. And he knows I'm playing around with him. Thothy, you got my back and I have yours always. Now, moving on. The Hermopolians, or however you want to say it, Nurse J doesn't always have the right pronunciation, so excuse me on that little tidbit. Now, they believed in the system of 8 deities. Now, people, what I have to tell you, read your Nag Hammadi scriptures that were in the dirt, and they weren't found until the mid-1940s. And Nag Hammadi, Egypt of all places, because these people were Egyptians and they were Gnostic Christians. Now, when they found these, they really had Hermes writing in them. Poemandries, where he is talking to Asclepius and Amhotep. And it tells you the revelations, my friends. Not only does it line up with the emerald tablets and poemandries, but it also lines up with the book of Revelation. So put those three together in your pipe and smoke it. Now, and also in the Nag Hammadi text, it talks about the Ogdoad, the discourse of the 8th and 9th. Oh, please read it, because it will open your mind and it will expound you exponentially. And you will even love the spirituality and Gnosticism that Thoth God gives you. And you will get closer and you will draw nigh to him and he will draw nigh to you. Don't you remember that scripture, I believe? Now, the Hermopolians claimed that their theory of the creation was older than any other in Egypt. They believed, they believed in a system of the 8 deities, 4 gods, and their respective consort. The 2 that became the most prominent in later times were Nun and Amun. Nun was respected in many parts of Egypt as the primordial waters from which everything emerged from creation. And Amun of Theban fame rose to prominence during the reign of Princess of Memphis. The carving picture that's in my phone shows the Ogdoad and Thoth depicted as geese. And it has been noted by many that the goddesses of Hermopolis simply had the female equivalent of their partner's name for comparison's sake. Jane is the female equivalent of the name of John. Therefore, each pair of deities can be viewed as the male and female parts of a whole and perhaps greater God. Well, I won't tell you what my name is. In any case, each of the 4 gods were the gods of one of the creative powers, of sources. Noon was the water. H-E-H, was unendingness. Eternity, Kuk, K-U-K, darkness, Amun. Kuk was darkness, and Amun, that which is unseen, or air. The 4 gods were depicted with frog heads, while the goddesses were shown with the heads of serpents. At some point, these entities, which comprised the primordial substance, interacted explosively and snapped whatever balance tensions had contained their elemental powers. Following creation, the Ogdoad ruled the earth during a golden age. Oh, I do believe that Atlantis was during the golden age. Everything was great. Everything was fine. Everyone got along with each other. And did you know they didn't even go to school and they didn't even work? That they could use telepathy and speak without moving their lips. And after the golden age, they then died and went to live in the Duat, or underworld. The Ogdoad were responsible for the flow of the Nile and the rising of the sun each day, and it was said that every day they brought forth the lotus that held the sun god. In Hermopolis, 4 different stories of the creation were known. The first stated that the world began in a cosmic egg. Is it me, or does creation start with the female egg and then we get fertilized by the semen or the water? And therefore we produce a creature. Okay. The egg contained the bird of light, Ra, who then created the world. And pilgrims to Hermopolis were often shown the remains of this great egg. Another version says that the egg was laid by an ibis, the bird of Thoth. As the cult of Thoth was newer than that of the Ogdoad, it is likely that this version was created by the priest of Thoth to merge the mythologies of the eighth and of Thoth. The Ogdoad was sometimes called the souls of Thoth. The third creation story says that the lotus flower emerged from the waters of a lake called the Sea of Two Knives. This lake was located in a park near the temple of Hermopolis. When the lotus petals opened, a divine child was revealed, and it was Ra. The final story is the same as the previous, with the exception that inside the lotus was a scarab beetle, which is a symbol of the rising sun. The scarab then transforms into a crying boy. His tears became mankind. The lotus was sometimes identified as the eye of Ra. Beautiful, beautiful things about Thoth. He is also known as the mouth of Ra. That's the only deity in Egyptian history, mythology, or legends that was self-begotten. Makes you wonder, is God Thoth the reincarnation of every master? Who is this Thoth? How come he knows so much? Someone or something has given him the power to carry on and teach man cycle after cycle after cycle. Another name or epithet of Thoth is 3 times great. Trismegistus, thrice times great. Resurrected 3 times is a charm. So until next time, guys, Hotep and Ashe, and thank you for my new subscribers. If you have any questions or you want to comment nicely on my channel, please do so. And if there's anything you'd like for me to look up for you, I'll be glad to do that as well. Keep it nice and keep it simple. And know that I'm always behind you 100%. Like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends and family about me. I really do appreciate all the wonderful things that have been coming to my attention. And just have a wonderful day. And I feel kind of spooky in the background. Got all my little candles going. I'm alone right now. Don't hear any spooky stuff. But anyway, Hotep, guys. Peace.